first shout out to my newest sponsor, Velcro Wallets. Velcro Wallets are the best wallets ever made in America. Remember 1989? Well, I don't, but thanks to Velcro Wallets, I don't have to. These things are handy, dandy, convenient, and cheap. So when you get a bunch of lint, scum, dirt, and dick cheese all over the Velcro, who gives a shit? Just throw it out, buy a new one. Science fact, women can't resist the sound of Velcro being ripped open. So get yourself a Velcro wallet, because science shows this is the sound of success. Velcro wallets are guaranteed to securely hold all sorts of items. Cash, credit cards, identification cards, condoms, combination of your dad's gun safe, prostitutes' phone numbers, receipts, and probably other shit. Who cares? If you order today, get 25% off your first Velcro wallet. Just walk to any dollar store, grab Velcro wallet, get the cash or the promo code Trenchfoot makes me horny. You'll get 25% off your first Velcro wallet. It's a sound investment, you son of a whore. So I don't understand why you're not buying a bunch of Velcro wallets. Velcro wallets are the best wallets around. Velcro wallet, get yourself one today. So remember that scene in Back to the Future 3 when Doc insists that Marty dress up like a rejected understudy for the Village People? Marty, who shows some wisdom for the first time in the entire fucking series, openly points out to Doc that Clint Eastwood never dressed up in such a way in any spaghetti western that he's ever seen. Doc counters by saying that that's how cowboys dressed in the westerns that he saw, so therefore everything's fine. Sure, Marty does take some of the blame for not growing a sack and telling Doc that he wasn't gonna dress in such a way to allow Mad Dog Tannen to fucking rob him of his goddamn dignity. But I'm willing to give the potential high school dropout a pass because the fucker can't even properly pronounce the word schematic. Doc deserves no such luxury because he's proven time and time again how reckless he is when it comes to the delicate matters of time travel. And this is compounded by the fact that he broke into a public library not 6 hours before and was literally looking at photos of how people dressed in 1885. This boils everything down to a very simple question that needs to be asked but is ultimately never answered. What type of science has the guy actually practiced? What's his area of expertise? What's written on that doctorate diploma you're supposed to get when you earn the title of doctor? Clara Clayton was certainly curious enough. She straight up asked Doc to his face and he merely replies that he's a student of all science. Something tells me that the University of Life doesn't offer a postgraduate program. And when you take a look at all of the evidence, it's actually kind of compelling that Doc isn't really a scientist. Consider the following. Every single one of his experiments either didn't work, barely worked at all, or ended in catastrophic failure. The guy was so smart that he thought that he could trick a bunch of heavily armed militant Libyans into thinking that a box filled with pinball parts was an atomic bomb. The cockmook thought it was a good idea to use a wet toilet as a ladder to hang a clock on his bathroom wall. He fucking flies around in a goddamn locomotive in plain sight of the viewing public in broad daylight. And the human loser has absolutely no problem with completely destroying the Tannen bloodline, even though he obsesses about how the space-time continuum must be maintained. And all of this is made significantly worse when you look at the fact that Doc Brown lied to Clara Clayton and ended up getting into her pants because of it. He told her that he was a simple blacksmith scientist when in reality he was a time traveler and didn't tell her until long after he lost his virginity. How bad do you think the fallout's gonna be when she finds out that he's not an accredited doctor and has been flying by the seat of his pants for most of his life? Probably not all that well when you take into account that most divorce lawyers aren't going to take a case where the defendant is a fucking time traveler. And let's not forget that Clara Clayton had his children, Jules and Vern. How fucked up do you think they're gonna become once they find out that their father has been lying to them for God knows how long? These two kids are gonna be living in isolation because their father and mother are time travelers. He's not gonna risk letting them get out to go play with other kids and to have fun and do the shit that kids are supposed to do. No, in fact, he's probably not gonna let them have any friendships at all. And if they do get close to somebody, he's going to be obligated by his bullshit time traveler's code to send them off to another time period so they can start over. So now you've got two kids, their father's been lying to them, they were denied a childhood, their mother's probably addicted to opium because her husband's not gonna grant her a divorce. These kids are gonna start acting out. They have their parents' intellect, they're incredibly pissed off, and they have access to a time machine. Can you spell fucked? Because I'm pretty sure Doc Brown can't. The Brown brothers are dead set to be the worst time-traveling supervillain since the fucking Time Goblin. Anything from getting someone to take a bullet for Franz Ferdinand to the brutal murder of the inventor of the Oreo is now on the table. And that's if we're lucky. So if Doc didn't completely butt-fuck the space-time continuum, his children sure as shit will. Jesus Jesus Christ, Doc, did you get your doctorate from the back of a cereal box? Probably not, because you couldn't get your parents' permission to use the scissors, could you son of a bitch? So way to go, Doc, you invented humanity's first time terrorist. So will you please just do us all a favor and just get your head caved in with a ball-peen hammer already? Society has enough goat rapists as it is, so go get fucked, you worthless sack of motherfucking excrement. You're a fucking dick.